It's your boy Mike. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra video. So as per usual with these tier lists, the way that we're going to do things is we're going to split it up into roles. This time we're going to do damage, then tank, and then technical. And we're going to have it where it's time codes. So if you do want to look at it based off of whichever role, it's going to have its little timestamp so you can go ahead and scroll through. But let's go ahead and just hop straight into it. Starting off with the best in role. I think this is just straight up Super Saiyan Goku, right? Also, we're going to do 2 DPS because there's 2 DPS per game. But Super Saiyan Goku, I think that he is still the #1 character in DPS and possibly just the #1 character in the game. Just because it's like how it says, he's an all-arounder, right? He's a jack of all trades and kind of a master of all of them, right? He has decent amount of strike damage with his meteor hammer. He has a decent amount of blast damage with his Kamehameha and his spirit bomb, and he has escape options with his meteor hammer and 2 escape options with both uses of Kaioken once it's leveled up, or just 1 use of the Kaioken once if it's not leveled up, right? But all of that combined just make him a decent character for just everything. Whether it's for team fights, whether it's for boss secures, he always has something that he is able to do in fights, and he doesn't necessarily feel like there isn't a job that he can do, right? Like, boss securing is such a big part of this game, and he has damn near the best one with just the spirit bomb. And with things like World King getting buffed and slightly nerfed, it's just too much, right? Like, he just does way too much damage to properly be able to combat it. Like, if you're just not using something like the spirit bomb, unless you're using something like Piccolo's like special beam, for example, right? Like, it's way too hard to fight. So yeah, Super Saiyan Goku is #1. Next we have, well, I gotta find the character. We have the Gammas. These, sorry, my mic cut out there. But what I was going to say is that the Gammas are just insanely good at single target damage, right? So, and just survivability. Like, I think they definitely have that use over Goku, right? The amount of HP that you get with the Gamma Impact, because it was buffed so much, is insane. The amount of time that the shield lasts for, I believe, is the same amount of time as the cooldown. So what you're able to do is just constantly have that extra HP the entirety of any interaction of fights. Like, you're able to constantly refresh that extra HP, and it's just a very hard thing to deal with. His Gamma Strike as well is one of the best single target damages inside of the game, I would say. And early game, you really have to just pay attention to it. Like, his damage from his Gamma Strike is almost like too much because of how much just damage that it does. It is a trade-off because the Gamma 2 does have like a lot less health than Gamma 1. But when you pair it with the second skill, you carry over that shield from using it when you go back to Gamma 2. So again, you just like constantly refresh that and then make it where, again, these guys are just unkillable. On top of the fact that because you technically have 2 lives as well, it makes it where you're able to live a lot of these situations that you're not necessarily supposed to live because you have that, right? And it's not like a get out of jail free card all the time, but it does stop it from like team wipes from happening, or having it where like you're barely able to get out with like 2 HP or anything like that, right? Like that stuff happens a lot more. And the Core Breaker is like 3rd or 4th boss kill guaranteed card, unless your name is Cherry and Jacko does a backflip. But like the Core Breaker can be such a game-changing ability, or just like a boss secure. And like the other thing that I think is pretty notable with the Gammas too is the fact that I don't feel like any of his abilities are bad. His quote-unquote worst ability is his Gamma Blaster, right? And even then, I still feel like it's a decent secure type move when the enemy is running away because of the damage that it does, right? So because of that, you have just an all-around decent moveset for this character, and also the stun on the super attack is very, very helpful, and the fact that it comes up so often is kind of crazy, right? But the fact that this character just doesn't have a single bad ability is really, really good, I would say, and it's the reason why they are best in role, 100%. Let me go ahead and close this out. Next, we have Piccolo. This guy, like, what we're in right now, like a boss secure type meta, but this guy is like right up there with Goku in boss secures and just like damage abilities in general, right? He has it where his skill 1 can just genuinely one-shot you if you have like all snowball stacks and you're a decent chunk away from the opponent. Like, it's just so much, right, that he can do with this light grenade if he just aims it up properly, right? On top of that, his special beam cannon again is just another decent secure type move for a lot of these bosses, and having it where it does so much damage and that it penetrates through walls, that it has it where you can build it up pretty easily and it has 3 charges is also really nice, because you can kind of just use it right before, well, not right before, but like, let's say a minute before bosses, you can go ahead and use one of the charges of special beam, whether it be for like a kill secure or anything like that. And because of the fact that his passive makes it where you instantly lower cooldowns, including your super attack, when doing your basic attacks, a lot of the time you're able to build up your special beam very, very fast. The only thing I would say that is very, very bad on this character is 2 things. 1, his Hellzone trap. This is such a bad ability until you have it maxed out. It is a really good like trap like ability once it is maxed out, but the bombs go from like 3 to like 5 and then to like 20, you know, like that's not the actual number, but it's kind of similar to what it actually is, right? The amount of buff that this guy gets from the skill 3, it's just too much. Almost like I feel like they should make it where it levels up a little bit more consistently, right? And the other thing that I would say is pretty bad about this character is just his demon whip. We look at all of these other characters who are in the best in the role, and they all have better survivability because they have things to be able to live longer, or just like things to be able to escape out of situations a lot easier. Like Gammas have the skill 1 to kind of just like burst out of a situation, or even just use the shield of Gamma 2. But we look at something like Piccolo, for example, right? And this is a move that can get interrupted by people who either stun you, or it can get interrupted by having it where people can get in front of the demon whip or just surround you and you can't even use it to escape at all. There's just a lot of ways to counteract this demon whip that like it's very hard for me to rank this guy higher and put him above some of these other characters, because of the fact that like his survivability and the counters that there are for this character is just a little bit too much, because he, like I said, his mobility is not the greatest at all. So, but because he has his skill 1 and his skill 4, like his ultimate, he I think he deserves a spot this high up on the list. Next, we have Son Goku Mini, and it is a little bit funny because he was another character who has been nerfed, and even still, I feel like overall he hasn't changed too much, you know, like the combo from his wasabi bomb and then the lightning bolt was nerfed, like the damage over time, and then the initial damage wasn't gutted per se, but it was like made a decent chunk worse. But even still, there are some crazy stuff you can do with this character. His power pole dance is still one of the best ways, or one of the best movement or like escape type options, especially because he has 3 of them, right? Like you use this, and if you have it like skill 2 or even skill 3 sometimes, he gains so much movement speed from this. It's crazy. It is such a like you cannot catch him if he has this maxed out. It does not matter what skill you use, dude. He is just gone. Like he has more movement speed than like some of these technical characters, right? The one thing though is that you can definitely feel some of these nerfs that have happened for this character, and it makes sense because I do think that a decent amount of it was just very BS in a way, but you like he still is overall pretty good. Like I don't think they should touch him any more than to his kit than they have already. Like I think even he's also another character, I forgot to mention it, but he's most of these characters are, well except for Piccolo, are ones that also benefit a lot from the skill 2 boost as well. Like they weren't really changed when that happened as well, and that's also another thing to think about. And again, like his ult is also pretty decent as well, giving you immune to all damage when you start the transformation until you dash forward. And then on top of that, it's also another nice secure type option. Like if you are able to burst down the boss, this guy can help you just like secure it a lot easier. If as long as like there's not like a spirit bomb or anything like that, right? More often than not, he's doing pretty decently against some of these other characters with his secure, right? Like he's a pretty decent one for that, right? All right, next on the list we have good, and honestly, dude, it's kind of, I don't know, man. I kind of want to put him up there. No. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave him down there, and I'll talk about why when I pull his information up right now. I really like Bojack. Like he is really fun to play, and one of the characters that I do think can be very broken in some of these matches. But the only thing that I don't like about this guy is his escape options. He doesn't have anything, right? He has it where his whole thing is damage. He has his Galactic Buster, which isn't too decent, and then his Cosmic Bloom, which is really good once it's maxed out because of how just much of a minefield it creates. And then his Psycho Thread are easily his best ability. It's just giving movement speed down, having it where it's doing some decent damage, having it where it explodes. His ult is just another thing that kind of leaves him susceptible and open, I would say. And that's just the main issue, is that he's a character who's all damage in a meta where, or not even a meta, but like in a situation where a lot of these other characters who are better than him all just have some sort of way to get out of things. Bojack has nothing. His only thing is Psycho Thread because of the movement speed down. But even then, I don't think it's enough movement speed down to stop it from the enemy just killing you. You know, like I think that he's a really decent character. He's just not, it's nothing against Bojack. It's literally just the fact that he has just no escape options. Next, we're gonna put Broly. Also, I should clarify, these aren't ordered, by the way. Like if I put something, if I put this, it doesn't really matter. I'm not calling this character better than the other. But next we have Broly. Broly is such a fun character, dude. But it is very sad in a sense. Because I feel like he's in a good spot right now, and I genuinely just wish one thing for him. He has it where his passive is giving him strike defense up. He has it where he's able to stop people from moving because of the fact that he His gigantic, why does it not say that? That's kind of weird. His gigantic knuckle applies movement speed down. I don't know why it's not, it doesn't say that it does that. Is it because it says it in his passive? No. His gigantic knuckle applies movement speed down though. So that's kind of weird. But he has his gigantic knuckle which applies movement speed down, so it helps you a lot with stopping the enemy from running away, and it has such a like all of his abilities are really, really good. I would say he's another character who has a lot of really, really decent just ability skills all around. He has it where his gigantic knuckle is stopping enemies from running away. He has it where his second ability chases down opponents while also just doing some decent damage. His third skill not only does it doesn't really do a lot of damage at all, but what it does do is refresh the cooldown on both of these other skills, so you're able to have it where you're spamming 5 skills with just this combo alone, and that's pretty crazy. His super attack, I would say, is pretty decent, especially in 2 things: team fights and chasing people down, because you use this and you're able to apply movement speed down to the enemies with the explosions, and you're able to just target everyone around you. It's really, really good for team fights especially. And his transformation just gives you so much HP. He is one of the highest HP characters, right? But his big issue is just the fact that he has no blast defense at all. Nothing. This should be 0. It should be like reversed, because he has nothing. No part of his kit gives him energy defense at all. So a lot of these characters that we're looking at that we talk about on this list, they all counter him. Not counter him, but they all have something to deal with that, right? Like Super Saiyan Goku has his Kamehameha. The Gammas have the blaster as well as the well, I guess it's just the blaster, and then I was gonna say the basic attacks of Gamma 1. Then, or is it Gamma 2 that does the blast? I always get the 2 confused with the kits. But then you have Piccolo, who's literally just all blast damage. You have Goku Mini, who I actually don't know if his stuff counts as blast. I think the lightning bolt counts as blast, right? But either way, a lot of these top tier characters all have it where they're doing blast damage, and this guy has no blast resistance at all. Even some of the technicals and tanks, they have blast stuff as well. So it's like you can counter Broly pretty easily with things like that. And that's something I really hope changes in the future. Like, if I genuinely want the smallest change with Broly, and the only thing I want them to change is give it where he gets strike and blast resistance. Like, I want both of this, you know? Like, dude, I understand that it's not even from the same movie, right? But the first Broly movie, he literally face tanks a Kamehameha and he's just laughing. Like, I get it. This one died to the Kamehameha. 3 of them. But come on. It took 3. It took 3 to be able to knock this guy down for the count, you know? So I just hope that they just give that small change to him, and I think that he would be pretty great. We could go ahead and add the next characters up here too. We might as well just add all of the ones that are good. I'd say Kale and Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Also, not to go back to Broly, but guess what? Those are all blast characters too. But yeah, we have Kale and we have Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Super Saiyan 3 Goku it's honestly crazy just how much he has changed, right? Skill boost 1 is completely gone, so unfortunately, bye to the fully charged Kamehameha doing just death amount of damage just by looking at it. And then skill 2 boost, his explosive strike sucks ass, so very sad. But his instant transmission Kamehameha combo is still very, very broken and busted. His Dragon Fist is possibly, like, dude, it's actually crazy what they did with this move. How do they take, like, there are so many times where Dragon Fist will just be like, I'm about to die, it's my final resort. It's like Majin Vegeta, dude. It's the Majin Vegeta move of, I'm not going to hell alone. Oh, you're about to kill me? No, just his fucking Dragon Fist, dude. Like, he has that as his option. The only issue, well, I wouldn't even say the only issue. There's a couple of characters who especially tank wise, who just shut this guy down so much. So like, it's hard for me to put him higher on this list, right? Because one, he doesn't really have a good secure until level 7. You can play as well as you want. You are not getting level 7 before the 2-minute mark. It's insanely hard. You might have 1 or 2 games, but on average, you will not be level 7 before the 2nd minute mark when the bosses spawn. So because of that, you won't have your super attack. Because of that, you won't have a good secure. And because of that, someone else, one of the other DPS, have to pick up your slack because of it, right? And the other thing too is I feel like his passive just doesn't really feel like it does enough. Like, I don't really notice a difference at all with some of the damage that he's supposed to be able to do, right? But yeah, a lot of the tanks in this game kind of shut this guy down. We have it where Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta has his wall, and that's the #1 tank in the game. The #1 tank when Super Saiyan 3 Goku came out was Caulifla, and Caulifla has this stupid fucking thing known as Provoke that makes it where if you get hit with Provoke, the only thing you can do is teleport and use your skill 2, your only escape options on this Caulifla. So when you have this guy where his only escape options are this, and both of this are shut down by, well, the Kamehameha is shut down by Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and he's very susceptible and very bad at close range combat. Like, he just has like a decent amount of issues, I would say. But he is fun. He's like Broly, I would say. He's very, very fun. And that's as much as we can ask for. Next, we have Kale Berserk, another person who was impacted a little bit by the skill 2 buff being replaced. Well, replacing the skill 1 buff. Because, like, the skill 1 and skill 3 like sort of combo on this character does not, it's so much better than like the skill 3 and skill 2 combo, I would say. And the other thing too is this as another character who just doesn't have any escape options. She's kind of like Bojack in that regard, where it's just like, I feel like that's the problem with Good, is that they all have it where like there's like one major flaw about the character, and because of it, like if they just patched it, it would help these characters out so much that it's kind of sad in a sense, because Kale is like all offense. It's all offense. Her only escape option is her ult. Like, that's her only thing that can protect her from some of these abilities. But she can do some really fucking crazy stuff though. Like her skill 1 and skill 3 can still be very, very insane. Her ult is like one of the best like kill confirms, I would say, and just like one of the best chase down abilities. The fact that it gives no obstruction, no attack obstruction, is very, very crazy. We know how much the no obstruction effect is very, very decent. And once you get the ball rolling with Kale, it is very hard to stop it from rolling. But yeah, it's just that like her no escape options mean that like if people want to focus her and get her dead, she has no counterplay at all. Next we have Decent though, and these are just characters that I think that like I would say it's like 2 major flaws for them, and those are going to be, say, Topo. Would I say, I think I would say 18. I wish this would be able to be sorted by damage. Oh wait, oob. I kind of want to put oob up here. Let me think. Kind of hard for me to say. I guess I'll just put him in decent because like the issue is that I don't. The issue is that I don't face enough oobs, and I also don't play oob myself, so it's really hard for me to rank him any higher. I don't think I could put him anything other than decent, because like the thing is that he's a character that just needs a lot to work out for it to do good, right? But he does, I don't know, because he has like some decent like running away, because I think he has 2 charges on the shooting chaser, right? His ult is also a decent secure. It's just that you have to keep the cyclone up like all the time, and it just depletes. He was boosted a lot by Team Rush Go though. You know what? I'm gonna add a tier. There you go. Because he's all rush attack based, right? Like his rush attacks are like kind of his thing. It's his thing, you know? And if you just have it where you can constantly use your rush attacks with this character, then he could probably go into good. But if you don't got Team Rush Go, then he probably just goes into decent, you know? I'd probably say it like that, you know? Let's go ahead and close this out. Who was it? Oh yeah, 18. And then it was Topo. Okay. So 18 is someone that they looked at that has a lot of struggles late game, and they gave them even more struggles late game because they made it where the Destructo Disc had 2 charges at the beginning, but then it went from 3 charges at the end to 2 charges because they gave the 1 extra charge at the beginning of the game. So I don't know. She is like an early game monster, late game like fly, because you have to stand there and have it where she's doing all of her ability based stuff in order for it to work. Like you have to have it where like, the opponent just is like putting down the controller for like 3 seconds in order for it to like necessarily go off. But early game she could do so much damage. Her super attack is such a good confirm as well for a lot of these kills, you know? And on top of that, because of the fact that it's like a combo ender, if you will, where it's the thing you use to kill the opponent. The fact that you get a reduced cooldown if you defeat the enemy hero or an ally defeats that person as well, like I would say it's pretty good. And then it staggers too. Like she can be very, very good in terms of that. But it's just like, I don't know. I just wish that she did. I think they because they gave her like a big nerf. I think it was either in season 0 or it was like the second Gekishin Squadra like or Project Multi like beta test, right? That they nerfed her into oblivion. And she's still okay. She's still decent, but I think that she should be buffed to go into good. Like she just needs a little bit more damage late game. I think what she needs as well is to give her 3rd Destructo Disc back on level 1. Maybe even have it like she has less excel dashes. Like maybe don't have it where it's as much. I would say, like, I don't know. I just wish that they would make it where like her damage was buffed, but then maybe make it where you can't use a skill as much or something. But I guess that's like her main gimmick, because it says the number of times it can be reused depends on the level of the skill, right? I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know what they would change about her, but they do need to change something. I think overall she just needs a little bit of a damage increase, I would say. Oh yeah, Topo. Let me close these out. Topo. Oops, I actually forgot to click this. Topo, man. That's really sad. Now I know. Listen, Topo fan 46. Listen. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. He needs a buff. I know. Like, when I put these characters in the place that I do, I am not saying they are unusable garbage, like trash that should be thrown away, right? Characters can be better than others, but they can still be usable. It's like Smash Ultimate in a sense. Every character is usable in some extent. Doesn't matter, right? But this guy has like so many abilities that are just like have major flaws. His first ability just sucks ass. Straight up. Poop from a butt. The best thing it does is apply this mark of destruction, but the amount of damage it does is negligible. You are shooting, it's like you're a pea shooter, dude. You're just like from Plants vs Zombies, like it's just nothing. His second Demolition Tornado, it can be really decent in team fights, and it's good for chase downs just because of how much speed you have while doing it. And it applies marks of destructions. It deals. Like I said, it can be very good. The only issue is that you could stun out of it. So the guy that he's using it against, guess what? He could stun you out of it. Speaking of stunning out of it, Sphere of Destruction. This is the one character in the game that I think should just get unstoppable on his third ability. And that there is no reason why he shouldn't have it. Because what do you mean? What do you mean? That you could stun this guy out of his counter, dude. His whole point is that you're supposed to be able to use it to counter abilities. And he has a counter to that counter, dude. What am I fucking playing? A roguelike deck builder? Why is there a counter to a counter? They should just, it should genuinely just be like a thing of, oh, I fucked up, you know? Oh, I attacked Topo when he was countering. I'm so fucked. Like, it shouldn't be a thing of like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna stun him with Super Saiyan Goku, or I'm just gonna stun him with the Gamma's ult, or I'm just gonna use literally almost every single technical who has a fucking stun ability, dude. Like, come on. Why did they put this guy in the stun meta? And they expected him to live. I don't know, man. His ult can be pretty nice though, because it comes out faster than Spirit Bomb. It also does more damage for the amount of marks of destruction that you have. So you could just apply like a metric fuck ton on these bosses, and then just use the massive sphere of destruction and be able to just get the sort of the really fast secure from the super attack. Because again, the Spirit Bomb just comes out slightly. Like, you can see the Spirit Bomb come out and still be able to use Topo's ult, and you'd still come out faster, you know? Like, that ult would still drop faster. That is his one good thing about him, is this. It's just that, like, they could not even change anything about his super attack. They just have to change like slight stuff with his skill. His skill 1 needs like an increase like the Gammas have with his skill 1. His skill 2 needs to probably have it where it either does some sort of debuff other than just Mark of Destruction, or some sort of buff to yourself. I don't know if I would give it Unstoppable, but just something, you know? And then his third ability just needs Unstoppable, just straight up. Like, it needs to make it where like you cannot be CC'd when doing this. It's so fucking stupid. So stupid that you can have that. Maybe even give it where he gets strike and energy defense. I understand why it would just be energy, but like, come on. He kind of needs it, you know? Yeah, dude, look at that. They released this guy in a burst damage meta, and they said, oh, good luck. Come on, man. He could, like I said, he could still look good. It's just that. Yeesh. Who else do we have? Is it just Deborah left? Oh, Trunks. Would I have placed him anywhere? I just paused. I don't think I would have placed him in any of the previous tiers. Because I was probably going to pause if I needed to put him in good. But I like, the thing about Trunks is like, he's really good for bursting down characters. Like, he can just like get this overcharge and be like bam 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 bam, right? And you can get it so easily. You can get it when defeating or assisting in an ally. Well, defeating an enemy or assisting an ally in defeating the enemy. Or if you do a God of Destruction, or if you do a boss, like, you can do all of those things, right? You can attack any of those three things and you get the overcharge. But his big issue is his health, and, well, his early game health fucking sucks. And his cooldowns, like, they looked at the fact that he can store the stuff on the skills, and then they made it where his cooldowns on these like skills are just too, it's just too much. It's way too much, dude. And it's too low as well. Because, like, we talked about it in the Monday weekly feedback, right? When you look at some of these other characters on the list, right? Like, you look at your Piccolos, you look at your Daima Gokus, you look at your Super Saiyan Gokus, you look at your Super Saiyan 3s, you look at the... Who else? Well, you just look at those characters, right? Because I want to talk specifically about DPS. You look at those characters, and you compare that with his skill 1 on this guy. Dude, his... Like, it's like he's actually... It's the length of the sword. Like, that's how fucking bad. That's how bad his skill 1 at level 1 is. And all of these other characters have it where it's just so much more. Dude, compare Broly to Trunks. It's night and day difference of how the abilities look like at level 1. I don't give a fuck if these abilities are so good late game. Because you can't get late game. Because this guy... he just dies too easily with his HP, you know. But his range is pretty decent with his skill 1. His range is pretty decent with his skill 2, and the fact that this goes like almost instantly to his skill 1 and his skill 4 can be very decent boss secured type moves in a sense. And you could be very, very far when you're using stuff like the skill 1 because of the range that it has on skill 3. His burning attacks fucking sucks though, damage wise. The fact that it generates smoke is whatever, I guess. But yeah, even after transformation, dude, like it's so bad. Like the amount of HP he gets, it's just not. It's just not. He once he transforms, he gets like the amount of HP that like a level 4 anyone else would have. It's so dumb. I just wish that like every single one of his skills had like 2 seconds or even 3 seconds knocked off of their cooldown. Because again, all of these other skills just don't have it where like they all of the other skills at level 1 do more, like range, all of that stuff, and they come back faster. So it's like, well, why this guy? I just wish he was better. Of course, I get your fucking intro like 4 times in one video. Fuck you, Trunks. I'm just kidding. Please be buffed. I wanna play you more. Anyways, honorary poop. Oh wait, I guess I should like decent. I guess if I because I'm gonna put 2 DPS that I think should get the most buffs. Who would it be? Deborah, you're coming down, buddy. Who would I be scared of more, 18 or Trunks? Damn. Shit, I might just delete the Ubu tier then, because I feel like it would be all 3 of them. Damn, dude. I think I'm gonna leave it there. I don't know. I really want to delete the decent tier now. Maybe I just delete this. I think I'm just gonna delete this actually. I think I'll delete the Team Rush Go and then I'll just put him in decent. Yeah. I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay. Who do we... Is it... That's the... Oh, you put Deborah. I guess we could talk about Deborah. Deborah fucking sucks. They released... Well, I don't even want to say release because he's been around for a long time. But they like the... He's a character who wants to do... Yeah, fucking burst damage my ass. He's a character who just does damage over time in a meta, again, where you just don't do damage over time. You know? Like, he's not a character you're necessarily going to continuously... You want to be able to continuously fight someone, right? And keep them around for a long time. But you just can't. Not in this meta. You can't have it where you're doing damage over time. His skill 1 is pretty decent, I would say. It does a lot of damage. And on top of that, it does a decent amount of petrification. Like, it's like, look at the damage that it does, you know? Like, I would say it's pretty okay. His Darkness Spear, it comes out fast and makes it where you can get extra movement speed. And his Evil Flame, it also just inflicts them with more petrification. The burning is actually just dog shit. Like, it's just not. It's one of the weakest damage over times in the game. His Evil Blast comes out fast, but it's just not enough damage, man. Dude, Deborah fucking sucks. He is so bad. He is honorary poop jack tier, easily. He just needs like an actual rework. I'm just gonna put that. I'll just put rework. Rework needed. Because he doesn't even like, if they buff him too much, then he's just gonna be unstoppable. Like, there's no middle ground situation for him. Either he's gonna be unstoppable or he's gonna be stoppable. And I think he just needs like an entire rework of how his stuff works, you know. Next, we are going to do tanks. So can we just scroll past? Do I really have to go over Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta? You guys know what makes him good. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, he has the wall kick, even with his wall kick being the stun of it being lowered, it doesn't fucking matter. His barrier wall is still busted. His final shine attack is still busted. The amount of defense he, like, look at this dude. They literally nerfed this character, right? Let's look at the patch notes for this. They nerfed him. They reduced the stagger time, and then they reduced the amount of time that the barrier wall comes up. And guess what? His barrier wall still is up more longer than Khalifa's. The amount of damage that he takes is fucking negligible because he still has 20% extra HP when using the barrier wall. Like, it's fucking stupid. He's still undescribably broken. He's just not as broken. So yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta busted. Not much to really say there. Next, we have Khalifa. This is the character that I think that if she would be best in role if it literally just wasn't for Vegeta. Because she got buffed with, like, the defense meta just got buffed even longer, right? Her energy release lasts, like, how much longer does it last? Let's just go ahead and see, because I actually don't remember. This was patch 2.2. No, was that patch 2.3? No, this was something else. 2.1? Nope. Dude, this is how you know that it was a long fucking time since we got patch notes before this. Yeah, they said a nerfed Khalifa, right? They made it where her storm kick went up by 1 second. Her projectile speed for his skill 2 was like decreased a little bit. But then her energy release went up by 2 seconds. But then the effect of it went up by nearly 2 times. Oh, I gotta sneeze. All right, pause while I sneeze. But this like helped out her survivability so much, and then the fact that build up got buffed and all that stuff. Like Khalifa can still be a fucking monster. In the tank meta, I would say. I'm just gonna like I would put Cooler down here, but I'm just gonna put both of them up here just because of the fact that Cooler can shut down Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Like that is the only reason why I will also. I guess should I? Yeah, I guess I will. But her provoke is just very busted. Her second ability is still pretty decent for damage, I would say. Her third skill is very good for like stopping units like Super Saiyan 2 Goku from using his Kamehameha. Super Saiyan 1 Goku is another really decent ability, pushing people off a boss, getting out of there because you get a movement speed up. Her super attack has it where it applies provoke, so again, it's just another decent thing for running the fuck away, while also doing some decent damage once it's actually like maxed out. But yeah, she's really, really fucking good. So I just wanted to just burst that one before we go into this Cooler part. Cooler is the same thing as Khalifa, except instead of focusing all on defense, he kind of focuses all on attack, but still has it's kind of like the flip of the coin. Cooler has some good defense, but really good attack, and then Khalifa has some good attack, but really good defense, right? Cooler can shut down Vegeta with his second ability, getting the the stagger, meaning that like you can't use abilities while in there, like it just staggers them, so like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta can just get staggered from stuff like that. His destruction ray is still very, very decent when that's kind of funny. This is fire beam that deals continuous damage. It doesn't even talk about the fact that it gets buffed with retaliation. That's kind of funny. But on top of that, like his Death Chaser is also very good for chasing down opponents, getting the fuck out of there again. And his Atomic Supernova is very, 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 very good for setting up a lot of these other super attack like moves. We look at some of the best in role. What are all of these characters? Super Saiyan Goku Spirit Bomb AoE, the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, the Core Breaker is an AoE attack. The Piccolo can kind of, I don't know if you want to count it as an AoE because it's like just like a straight line, but it has a decent amount of width once it is maxed out. Daima Goku, another character who has an AoE super attack. Broly, AoE super attack. Bojack, AoE super attack. Berserk Kale, not really, but Super Saiyan 2 Goku, AoE super attack. All of these characters get very, very, very decent like potential once you get the Atomic Supernova like maxed out, because of the fact that it draws enemies so fast towards the middle that it basically lines it up on a silver platter for a lot of these other super attacks to be paired up with. Even when it's not maxed out, it is still very good in doing that regard, right? So I would say that Cooler and Khalifa are like that. Next, we have Super Saiyan Vegeta. Super Saiyan Vegeta is here. Let me go ahead and close this out. Super Saiyan Vegeta is a character who is another person who benefits from the skill 2 buff, as well as a lot of these other characters too, by the way. And he's able to live these situations very easily, I would say. He's kind of like the middle ground between Cooler and Khalifa, but he doesn't really prioritize either one of those. He ends up just being a character who is he's like a jack of all trades, master of none. His damage that he does from Photon Bomber and something like the Explosive Wave is pretty nice. The amount of shields you get from both the Energy Volley, the Explosive Wave, and his ult is very good. Like he can build up his shield, or what do they call it? Armor, that's what they say. The armor that you can build up with these 3 moves is very nice. The damage that you can do, and also just it's kind of like Cooler's ult, but just not as good. With the pairing that you can do with some of these ult with Photon Bomber can also be very nice as well. It's just that, again, Vegeta doesn't really focus on being or having one thing better than the other, so he ends up just not being the best in either. He's just good in both of them. He's very good in defense and he's very good in offense, but like for these other characters, they just do a better job in what they want to do, right? Cooler does better in offense and Khalifa does better in defense. Ooh, this is bad. This is where we're gonna have to bite our nails a little bit. I guess a Masu. But would I really put Zamasu above something like Baby? That's hard. I'm gonna pause real quick. I think I've come to a decision. I'll just put it all on the table for now. Yeah. I think I want to keep it like this. I think I do. Because if we go ahead and look at Zamasu, and we could do Baby as well. I want to put Zamasu higher, like with Vegeta, but genuinely, skill 2 boost. And this move sucks. Because I kind of want to keep divine combo cards in mind for this. And I'm not going to say like, oh, it's if your second skill sucks, I fucking hate you. Like, I'm not going to say that. Because we have Super Saiyan Goku this high, right? But it's just like, the other characters benefit a lot more from some of these cards than Zamasu does. But Team Rush Go. Nah, I think I'm gonna keep Zamasu down there. I think so. Because like the way that I see it, the way in my head that I see it is, do I want Zamasu to get a buff and stay indecent? Or do I want him to go to good and say that he doesn't need a buff? And I think he's closer to wanting a buff than I do not want him to be buffed, right? I think that's what I think it's closer to wanting a buff than not wanting a buff. And I think that's what I'm going to put him down there for. Yeah, I think so. His Heavenly Arrow is very nice. His regeneration is also one of the... I would say it's one of the most powerful passives in the game because it just allows you to live stuff like that. It's survivability that he has that's really good, but his escape options are not the best because all he has is his Divine Rush, and that's about it. But like his skill 1 and skill 3, I would say are very, very good. His ultimate's pretty decent, but like the thing I've noticed is that you can get his ultimate canceled out by his passive, and that kind of sucks. His getting immune to all though is pretty nice because you could make it where it's a fast ultimate too, so you could use it for boss cures. But it's just like you look at some of these other characters with their ults, and I think the other characters just have better ults. Cooler has a better ult, Vegeta has a better ult. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, Khalifa has a... I don't know if I'd say Khalifa has a better ult. Maybe. I think I actually would say Khalifa has a better ult. But yeah, Zamasu is just a character that I feel like just needs like just a tiny adjustment. Maybe like a little bit more damage on Heavenly Arrow. Maybe I think that his damage over time on his skill 3 should just a little smidge of a buff. His skill 2, maybe. You know what I'd really like on this? Maybe some movement speed up on this. I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah, I think movement speed up on his second ability would make it where it's just like, I think that would be the best thing. Baby, that's right. It's sad because I like this character, but he got buffs, right? He got his second skill boosted, but his skill 1 still sucks late game. Like it just doesn't do enough damage. It's really bad damage wise later on. His skill 2, I feel like it's not as bad anymore because this cooldown was reduced on it, and then the cooldown reduction of you using it when hitting enemies was increased. So like cooldown reduction of possession, so like your skill 2 will lower your skill 3's cooldown, and I thought that was pretty cool. But it's just like, and you also get strike defense up, but it's just like, you go into a person with your skill 3 and then it just becomes like a 3v4 situation, and the amount of damage that this does isn't enough to like warrant that, right? Like you can pick people off for sure, but in team fights you'd still overall be at a disadvantage because you'd be one character down. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you're healing everybody, you're just healing one guy. So his super attack is pretty nice though, I would say. It's pretty okay. Like you do like it's like a 1 second buildup of like boom, you know, and then it hits enemies, and then you get more HP depending on how many heroes you hit. It also scales. Like it does more damage the next time you use it too. I think that's a funny line in the passive, but like yeah, it's not I don't know, like they just didn't do enough for him, I would say. He's another character who's just like a victim of them nerfing him and then not wanting to make him as busted as he was, I feel like. But yeah, they're both characters that I think are like on the chopping block of getting buffed. But dude, Cell needs it the most out of all of them. Just a sad state of affairs for Cell, because he can do again, like I want to keep reiterating this, just because a character is down or on the bottom does not mean that they can't look good. Like Cell can definitely look good, but his early game he can get bullied so easily, man. But late game he can be pretty decent. He actually has one of the best ultimates for tanks. It's literally just the fact that he has no escape options, like at all. His skill 1 again applies movement speed down on enemies and is good for like chasing people down. His skill 2 is also just another thing that I feel like can be very busted, because you could stagger people and just like break their back for a decent amount of time. His skill 3, the amount of regeneration that it does when it's level 3 is also pretty nice as well, but it's also just another thing that you can just stagger people out of. So it's like, if he gained unstoppable with this, I think it would be a pretty decent move, but he doesn't have that, so it sucks, because you're taking all that damage, the person staggers you, and then they just keep doing more damage on top of that, you know. But his energy field and even the duel is really decent for boss secures, because you do this and not only does it continuously do damage over and over and over time, right, but it also blocks energy to anything that's inside the barrier. So because you're blocking the energy, attacks from the outside, and then all of your allies gain immune to energy damage on the inside. Like a lot of these characters just get shut down from it. Like Super Saiyan Goku can't use his Kamehameha. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, you don't take damage if you're inside of it. Piccolo, again, he's just someone who just gets very shut down by that. Bojack, his ultimate just gets, I think it just gets completely blocked by it. Like, it's really fucking funny seeing it like that. Like, a lot of these blast type characters just get shut down by the energy fields, and then you could just lock someone in for a 1v1. Well, unless your ally walks in, but like it does that, and it locks them in to the duel, and then your allies can walk in and help you kill that person who's inside of it. So you also get extra defense on top of that too. So it's even harder for that ally to kill you, or the enemy to kill you while inside. But it's just, again, it's just a person who has like he sucks early game. So it's just someone you have to be really, really careful around. And on top of that, you have it where he has no escape option. So there's a lot of times where you just can get picked off very easily because of that. Like, his one quote unquote escape option regeneration fucking sucks. And I think that, like, he just needs, he's not a character who needs reworks. He just genuinely needs buffs to be better. Because then he could just be like an assassin type tank, I suppose. But for early game, is just the thing that needs to just get buffed, I would say, the most. Is that all the tanks we have? That is all the tanks we have. Okay, so now we're going to move on to technicals. Yippee! Ultimate Gohan. Is this another character I need to talk about? Do we? He's a person who just spams and you win the game. You have it where you're doing the stuns and physical defense down and energy defense down. Like, you should just say all defense down on this. But you stagger people, you lower their defense, you are able to spam your abilities because this cooldown is like fucking 2 seconds long. Like, well, let me just go back. Actually, hold on. We did do this, and then technical, and then drag this over. Season 2.4 patch notes. Look at this. They decrease his HP, and this is definitely noticeable. Like, it's not, I'm not going to say it's not. They made it worth, they balanced his skill 1. So he went from doing 840 damage to 840 damage, but you have to land both of them. If anything, I would say this is kind of a buff because the energy wave is easier to hit than the strike. So, like, you're able to just hit that a lot easier. His rolling hammer's cooldown went up by 3 seconds. His power unleash removed the effect that further increases stacks from the first hit of a follow-up input hits an enemy hero. But his mock break got the damage decreased on the flurry, but then increased on the final hit. So it's like, I didn't think they did enough. The thing that made this guy busted and broken is the fact that he was able to just, not only is it just isolations, but it's also just the amount of stuns that he creates and the amount of stuns that he does that make him incredibly hard to deal with. The fact that he has such low cooldowns as well. His mock break doing so much damage once you hit late game. It's too much, man. And it's kind of sad. Because it makes it's kind of like Vegeta, where it just makes it where the other tanks are not, or just like, well, the other people in the same role. It just kind of feels like you're putting your team at a disadvantage by not playing these characters, and it's sad, the difference and all that. Next we have Gohan and Hit. They're both good, in their respective regards, I would say. Dude, also Hit got buffed. It's probably one of the only reasons why I'm putting him in the same tier as Gohan now. But Gohan is a person who is constantly buffing your allies and debuffing the enemy, having it where you gain extra defense to yourself, and then wait, hold on. Stay near an enemy to gain all defense up and apply all. Yeah, that's what I thought. So you gain defense with your friendship boost while also increasing your allies' attack. You pair this with something like Gammas, by the way, and it's like actually just a cheat code almost. Like how much damage you just do. It's so fucking stupid. His Masenko is the only thing that I would say is kind of bad about this character. Like it's the one thing that I would hope that if the other abilities were nerfed, that this just gets more damage to it because of how small of a damage it does. But his skill 2, guess what? Skill 2 buff, by the way. His skill 2 is one of the best support type abilities in the game, having it where you can either not charge it up all the way and you apply no skills, or you charge it up all the way and it staggers the enemy. So the skill 3 also increasing your defense while lowering enemies' defense with the energy defense down means that you can really pair it well and help your allies survive from those energy based attacks while lowering the energy defense of the enemies. So it's again just another decent support type ability. His ultimate not only keeps the enemy there for a decent amount of time, especially when you pair it with something like the skill 2, but then it's also just an okay ability for damage wise as well. It's not something that is good damage wise, but it's like an extra bonus on top of it, to say the least. So yeah, that's the reason why Gohan is in great. And then hit is, he just has like a lot of busted stuff all together, right? He has it where his ultimate is one of the best support, if just the best support ultimate in the game, making it where no one can see at all. You have the movement speed down, you're obscuring the vision, you're giving them the fear of death, you're making it where you could just continuously stack your stuns on your enemies and just go bam bam bam. You walk out for a couple seconds, bam, you walk out around, bam, you just keep stunning them over and over again. Like look at what they show in this little image of it, right? Like while I'm talking about it, right? Like look at this, bam, that's a that would be a stun, and then you just walk around, bam, you just stun them again. Like it's so fucking stupid what people can do with this ult. His skill 3, especially when maxed out, is like a get out of jail free card forever. You can have it where you just cannot see the hit at all. The skill at max will make you permanently invisible, and that's stupid. His vital point strike also got its range increase, which I would say is a pretty nice thing for this guy, and it also staggers enemies who haven't discovered you if you hit it. The death blow I would say is like an okay secure type move. Like he's not really doing damage per se, he's again just like another quote-unquote assassin type character, but the support of his assassin's domain, his super attack, is just so fucking busted. It puts the enemy on edge the entire time. I would say it's even good for quote-unquote boss secures, because you just the enemy can't see what the boss's HP is at, you know. So it's very, very busted in that regard. Ooh, dude, 17, man. It's crazy what they did with this. I was gonna say funny, but it's crazy. They just keep buffing this guy over and over and over again. Like it's good too. Like it's good, because I think in the previous patch, I probably put him in decent, but now I would definitely put him in good, where he doesn't need any nerfs. The other supports need nerfs to get onto the level of 17, but 17 is like the way that he is, I would say. But yeah, they've reduced his cooldown on his third ability, and then they made it where he gains more like rate at which he gets his like what is it called, his energy, what is it, let me look it up, his infinite energy. This got an increase in how much faster it goes with the amount of skills that you have on cooldown. So like yeah, it's so good now. I would say it's so good. His skill 2 I would probably say is the only thing that I would say needs buffs, just because of how small of damage it does. But his skill 1 is a good like secure type move for stuff like Kai's. It's good for just chasing enemies down, because the buffs that they have for like damage, defense, movement speed is just reversed. Like it like if a person has like a whole bunch of movement speed, they just get movement speed down instead. The amount of damage increased with the energy reactor too. And yeah, like the range on this is really really good. Like it's a very easy to hit move, I would say. His barrier knuckle, it fucking sucks. It's so dumb. It's like one of the only moves that just doesn't increase the range on from like skill 1 to skill 3. It is so small, dude. The range on this, like I think that it needs a lot more range, I would say. It does give movement speed down to enemies who are hit by it, and then it staggers enemies who are hit by it if you use the infinite energy reactor. So it could be a good stagger type move to stop a lot of these DPS characters, but or just any character in general. But like it's like the only ability that I guess I would say I would be happy with getting buffs. His android barrier, man, dude. It's funny how much of a comeuppance this thing has gotten. It's just gotten an actual like 180 on how decent it went. Because it went from like having like a 1 second that it would shield you for to like 1.75 seconds. Or what was the like actual, let's see, because it was probably the season 2 patch notes, right? It went from 1.5 seconds to 2.5 seconds. That's what it was. And then the amount of shield that it lasted on that too also went up as well. So his skill 3 lasts for a decent chunk, especially when you pair it into the fact that you can get even more shield with the infinite energy reactor. So if you just do the skill 3, you wait 2.5 seconds for the skill to go down, and then you use it again, and then your movement speed also gets adjusted, and you get more over time. Like it's such a good ability now. And his counter barrier, also just another move that had it where the shield wasn't as much and you had to be really really like precise with the timing, where it just got a lot less precise after the buff. On top of that, you also apply no healing, which could be pretty nice if you have like a Majin Buu on the enemy team. You also just get like a whole bunch of extra HP for your allies and all that. It's pretty good, I would say. Like I really like how Android 17 is now. Next we have Gotenks. Sure. Why did they debuff this guy? Why did they nerf him? He was so like he was like 17, where he was decent, or he was good, and then you guys complained about him and he went to decent. Why did you guys do that? On top of that, Ultimate Gohan just fucking demolishes this guy. It's sad. It really is. This guy, like, Ultimate Gohan just bullies this guy. And I wish it wasn't that way, because this guy is so fun to play. His Hyper Ultra combo, it's crazy, because he really is balanced. He's not bad. He's just balanced. His Hyper Ultra combo is one that gets stunned, but you can dodge out of it. His Galactic Donut sucks. Is probably the only ability that does suck, because it's only good once it's maxed out. His Super Ghosts they have some pretty decent damage, but you can just break them with the like enemy energy based attack. So if you use something like Kamehameha, you could just break it. But I would still say it's a very decent ability, especially for chasing enemies down and kind of like scaring them, and also just good for kill secures and all that stuff. His Super Ghost Kamikaze attack can be very, very good for bosses as well, because of this fucking stupid shit. The no skills and attacks make me feel like I am actually just sitting down and not able to do anything fucking ever. His like movement speed up when you KO or assist is also pretty nice, because you could just KO a person and immediately get the fuck out of there, especially to your nearby ally. Like it's good. It's good. But alas, he got nerfed, and then Ultimate Gohan also came out. Yeah. Would I actually put it? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I'll talk about him in a second. But we'll do like this. So Gotenks and Majin Buu. Oh no, we already talked about that. So just Gotenks. Gotenks. Majin Buu. We're talking about Majin Buu now. Majin Buu, he's not a person who necessarily got nerfs or anything happening to him. It's just that the meta shifted. And because the meta shifted, his role on it just got worse. You know? Like, nothing necessarily happened to this character. It's genuinely just that, like, things around him changed. First off, skill 2 boost. I know. Kind of tired of me hearing or me talking about that. But again, this doesn't fucking change when he gets the skill 2 boost. Because the way the wording of it is like to boost the skill 2's damage. Guess what? That doesn't count. This ability. You would think that it would increase the amount of healing it would do. It doesn't. He actually just doesn't change at all with skill 2 boost. And it sucks. But on top of that, it's just like I don't even know if I want to leave him in decent. I feel like maybe I should move him to good. I think I will because he's kind of like the same thing as Android 18, where he has like the healing type abilities. It's not that he needs, like, I think he's another character who is just perfectly fine. Like a shit, I'll just put that perfectly fine now. No, because like I said, I think Android 17 just needs his skill 2 boost. But yeah, he's just perfectly, he's okay. He's perfectly fine the way he is. I just wish his, like, dude, the skill 2 boost is just so upsetting with his healing, right? But his healing is very decent, especially when it's late game. His skill 3 is just an ability that I feel like just needs like a slight adjustment. The fact that this is a fucking lie, by the way, this doesn't do this anymore. It's not, it doesn't like, all it does is this. It doesn't do that. We need to change that from the website. But yeah, I don't know why they took this off. I feel like it still needed that. His Trinkle Gum is very good, especially for giving all attack down and movement speed down. So, like, causing their hitbox to expand. I actually didn't know about that part, I'm not gonna lie. I've reviewed this character like 3 times. I didn't know it increases their hitbox too. That's funny. His ult is good for healing people early game, and then it's good for catching enemies off guard and turning them into candy late game, I would say. And also just good for healing late game too. But yeah, I think like there's definitely better technicals than him, but he's easily not the worst. He's just good. Krillin. Oh. I don't know, man. Both not 17. Both Frieza and Krillin are kind of the same. Like, I almost want to put Frieza up here. It's just sad because you could do some really good stuff with Krillin too. Again, I want to keep reiterating that you can do good stuff with these characters, even if they are like on the bottom of the tier. But it's like they did all of this and it was such a nothing burger, right? Like, you get extra cooldowns. That's pretty nice. The maximum range of the energy mines were just maxed out the entire time. But it's like, why did they make it where it's 6.5 and then it doesn't increase over time, like over levels? It's the only ability that I can think doesn't have any adjustment from 1, 2, or 3. The damage does increase. I know that for sure. But this doesn't. His solar flare. Also, again, there's another ability that I think it just fucks him over for him having this. This does no damage at all. So another technical who is fucked by skill 2 boost. Because he just doesn't get any stronger because of it. His skill 3 still sucks, I would say. It got buffed, but all they did was increase the damage by 2 times, and the fall off when multiple blasts, like the disperse, it got like just went to 10% and all that. Like, I don't think this is 10% before. I don't know. Either way, all they did was increase the damage from 150 to 300. But the thing is that we always talked about the fact that scattering energy wave just sucked, like, damage wise, and that's kind of like his thing, is that it's like the kill confirm ability. Like, I don't think you're really supposed to use it too much as like a you're not really supposed to use it too much as like the generating smoke effect. Like you can, but I don't think you use it too often as that. And it's just like I just wish it did more damage. Like I said, it's one of the only people in the game that I could think doesn't get stronger as time goes on. Like, what do you mean the range just is 6.5 entirely now? Like, dude, make this like 6.5, 7, 7.5. Something, man. Something. What do you mean the damage went from 150, 150, 150 to 300, 300, 300? Make this like 300, 400, 500. Something, man. Like, what? How? How is he the only one? His super attack effect. His super attack is also pretty bad, like early game, like his first ability. It's not good until late game, I would say. And if we look at the other like technicals in the game, they all have better super attack abilities and do their like support job with those technical abilities, like the super attack ability better. Like Gotenks has it where he's making it where people just can't attack at all. Android 17 is giving the barrier while also doing damage. Hit is blinding the enemy. Gohan is like stunning the enemy and keeping them there. Ultimate Gohan is fucking destroying the enemy, right? And then Krillin is just like destructed this, right? Like it's not really supporting in a sense. It's not as good as something like, if it's focused on damage, you're gonna go with something like Ultimate Gohan. You know what I mean? But even Ultimate Gohan has like an effect on it. Like all this does is make it where like you just do extra damage on it, you know. What else is there? Oh yeah, first one, Frieza. This guy is good against characters who don't know. This guy is good against people who just don't know like what Frieza is about, I would say. And they nerfed him. This is the funniest part. The last technical nerf, other than Gohan, was this guy. They made it where they went from having Zarbon have 4 seconds cooldown to 6. So it's a lot more tight of a window for you to set him up and all that. But on top of that, the meta has really shifted with how it is on bosses. Like Frieza is the boss secure type character. And then World King was like made 20 times better, you know? So because of that, damage dealers are now the people who are supposed to be doing the boss secures. Not to say that they weren't supposed to do it beforehand. It's more so just that like Frieza's whole kit revolves around you fighting those bosses in a sense. Like that's his main role for that. And it's like Super Saiyan Goku can just throw Spirit Bomb at like frame 1 because of World King and get it. Piccolo can put down World King and like blast it in 2 seconds, you know? So Frieza's job was like just taken in a sense. And they do that job a lot better. Like on top of that, Zarbon is also someone who has just gotten weaker as time went on because of the fact that all of these AoE type moves have just gotten better. Like, okay, Bojack got his buff and then his AoE ring does more damage. And his like Galactic Buster, his skill 1 got increased, right? Kale is always just the person who could just kill him instantly. Daima Goku is still a person who could just kill those. Or Zarbon. Again, Piccolo is a person who could kill Zarbon, you know? Like a lot of these Super Saiyan Goku could kill him. A lot of these characters can kill Zarbon very easily, and then this guy goes down for like 20 seconds. Like it is bad, the amount of cooldown. And Dodoria doesn't really do it that much. Like definitely not as much as Zarbon, you know. And if the enemy can see these characters, it is so bad, right? His super attack is still pretty decent though, because it not only applies the enemy with all attack down if they're inside of the AoE, but it's also just decent damage. And on top of it being decent damage, it comes up very fast. Like it is like 45 seconds or something. So yeah, I think I like the tier list like this though. Fuck Deborah. I think this is the final tier list though. Ubin Baby being in the same tier is funny to me. I think I like this though. We'll go ahead and stop here. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hope you guys all have a great Easter week, and hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.